The Magical Bookshop Adventure. In a quaint little town called Willowbrook, nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling river, there was a bookshop like no other. The bookshop was called Enchanted Pages, and was run by a kind old man named Mr. Thistlewood. He was a retired adventurer with a twinkle in his eye and a long, white beard that seemed to flow like a waterfall. The shop was filled from floor to ceiling with books of all shapes and sizes, some so old they looked like they might crumble to dust at any moment, and others so new they still smelled of fresh ink and paper. One sunny afternoon, Maximus, a 12-year-old boy with a curious mind and a love for stories, decided to visit Enchanted Pages. He had heard rumors from his friends about the magical books hidden within its walls and was eager to see them for himself. As he stepped into the shop, a little bell above the door tinkled, and Mr. Thistlewood looked up from behind the counter with a warm smile. "Welcome, young man," said Mr. Thistlewood. "What brings you to my humble bookshop today?" Maximus's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I heard there are magical books here, books that can take you on real adventures. Is it true?" Mr. Thistlewood chuckled softly. "Ah, the curiosity of youth. Yes, it's true. But these books are not easy to find. They only reveal themselves to those with a pure heart and a brave spirit." Maximus felt a thrill of anticipation. "Can I try to find one?" "Of course," replied Mr. Thistlewood. "But remember, the journey is as important as the destination." Maximus nodded and began to explore the shop. He carefully examined each shelf, running his fingers along the spines of the books, hoping one would stand out. After what felt like hours, he noticed a small dusty book tucked away in a corner. It had no title on the cover, just an intricate pattern of stars and moons. Intrigued, Maximus pulled it out and opened it. As soon as he did, a bright light enveloped him, and he felt himself being pulled into the book. When the light faded, Maximus found himself standing in the middle of a dense forest. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches forming a thick canopy overhead. The air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. Maximus looked around in awe. "This is amazing. It's just like being in a real forest." A voice behind him made him jump. "It is a real forest." Maximus turned to see a girl about his age standing there. She had long, curly hair and wore a dress made of leaves and flowers. "I'm Lila," she said with a friendly smile. "Who are you?" "I'm Maximus. I found a magical book in a bookshop and it brought me here." Lila nodded. "You're in the Enchanted Forest. It's a place where all the stories from the magical books come to life. But be careful, not all the creatures here are friendly." Maximus felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. "What should we do?" Lila thought for a moment. "There's a wise old owl named Oliver who lives in the tallest tree in the forest. He can help us find our way and tell us more about this place. Follow me." Together they made their way through the forest, encountering all sorts of magical creatures along the way. They saw unicorns grazing in a meadow, tiny fairies flitting about, and even a mischievous sprite who tried to lead them astray. But with Lila's guidance, they stayed on the right path. When they reached the tallest tree, they found Oliver perched on a branch, his feathers shimmering in the dappled sunlight. "Hello, young ones," he hooted. "What brings you to the Enchanted Forest?" Maximus explained how he had found the magical book and been transported to the forest. Oliver listened carefully, then nodded. "Ah, you have found one of the rarest books in Enchanted Pages. It has the power to transport readers to different worlds. But remember, you must complete a quest to return home." "What kind of quest?" Maximus asked. Oliver's eyes twinkled. "You must find the golden feather. It is hidden deep within the forest, guarded by a fearsome dragon. Only by retrieving it can you return to your world." Maximus felt a surge of determination. "We'll do it," Lila grinned. "I'll help you. Together we can do anything." With Oliver's guidance, Maximus and Lila set off on their quest. They faced many challenges along the way. They had to cross a rickety bridge over a chasm, solve riddles posed by a sphinx, and navigate through a dark cave filled with glowing crystals. Each challenge tested their bravery and wit, but they worked together and persevered. Finally, they reached the dragon's lair. The dragon was enormous, with scales that glimmered like gold. It watched them with piercing eyes as they approached. "We're here to take the golden feather," Maximus declared, his voice steady despite his racing heart. The dragon snorted, sending a plume of smoke into the air. "Only those who show true courage and kindness can take the feather," it rumbled. Maximus and Lila looked at each other, then stepped forward together. "We have faced many challenges to get here," Maximus said. "We've helped each other and learned the value of friendship and bravery. Please, let us take the feather." The dragon studied them for a moment, then nodded. "You have proven yourselves worthy." With that, it reached into its hoard and pulled out a golden feather, handing it to Maximus. As soon as he touched it, he felt a warm glow envelop him. "Thank you," Maximus said, bowing to the dragon. "Use it wisely," the dragon replied, "and remember the lessons you have learned here." Maximus and Lila made their way back to the tallest tree where Oliver was waiting for them. "You have done well," he said. "Now, close your eyes and hold the feather tight." Maximus did as he was told, and when he opened his eyes again, he was back in Enchanted Pages, holding the magical book. Mr. Thistlewood was smiling at him from behind the counter. "Did you enjoy your adventure?" he asked. Maximus grinned. "It was incredible, thank you." Mr. Thistlewood nodded. "Remember, Maximus, the magic of books is always there for those who seek it." Maximus left the bookshop with a heart full of wonder and a mind brimming with stories, eager to share his adventure with his friends and dreaming of the next magical journey that awaited him.